the only way.
That's Count CHUCKula, Chuck Schumer, showing up to criticize Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, because he's doing his job as a Republican. Let's get into this giant, square-headed, Poindexter president of the chess club, 40-year-old virgin over at MSNBC.
The federal government of the United States is 1 week away from being shut down. And yes, I know what you're thinking.
I'm thinking, thank God. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug Tenaple. This is where all the happy people are. Let's watch MSNBC set themselves on fire and run off a cliff like Denethor.
Here we are again, thanks to a chaotic and incompetent Republican-controlled House of Representatives.
Oh, hold on. That's not incompetence when you can't get the government funded. It's actually very good when the government is not funded. It means they can't do any more damage, and I fully support this. Shut it down. Your debt is going up. You're removing rights of American citizens. The government is not what the country is about. It's about the people. So get over yourselves, and I hope you guys get shut down for a long time.
Now, this is due this time, in some part, to the fact that they've got a brand new Speaker of the House in charge, MAGA Mike Johnson, who has literally zero experience in House leadership.
This is the new tag they're giving him, is he has no experience, is why things are falling apart. When really, if you look back at all of our years, many of the Speaker of the Houses had experience and they still couldn't get a budget passed. So it's not as an inexperience. Okay. But that was a nice try.
He's never served as a party whip or a conference chair or even chaired a committee.
That makes him almost normal. It probably makes him a human being.
That guy is essentially flying by the seat of his pants, is going to have to unite this unruly conference into something that can legislate.
Or not. What if the people, what if they're all representing through democracy their constituents perfectly by not getting the government funded? Maybe it's what we want.
And as Democratic Congressman Sean Casten noted on the House floor this week, it's not going great.
Oh, according to Democrats, the Republicans are failing. Okay.
So today, we are voting on a bill that would defund the ability of regulators to develop consistent climate accounting rules instead of doing the work of the people.
That's because your climate issue is a divisive religion of yours.
Mr. Speaker, science is real.
Oh, I see. Science is real. And human life begins at a conception according to science. So we're doing science now. I could go into all of the long string of science that the Democrats do not believe and do not support, and they don't care.
We have real challenges. Please stop being big mad.
And he's using big mad like wampum big mad mon. He's doing Native American language from this Democrat. This is racist stereotype bigum mad language. And I'd appreciate it if you'd stop doing it. Our Department of Equity and Inclusion, which we had to know that you only run up against us because it's a giant joke. You only do it for one side to try and shut down free speech, but you use it freely to make fun of Native Americans in the middle of Native American Indigenous Peoples Month, I think it is
one where they ignore their actual responsibilities and instead push an agenda of Fox News culture war nonsense.
Environmentalism is not culture war nonsense. Oh, of course. No. See, when we do it, it's actual science and actual objective truth. There is no debate. Okay. But there's also no debate that human life begins at conception. And what do you do with that? What just passed in Ohio by the science people?
Now, there's also some big business interests going on.
Democrats pretend like they're against big business as they jump into bed with Pfizer, with the military industrial complex. Who exactly likes big business? They love big business. They love Hollywood. They love big tech, who carry their water and their messaging. Democrats, stop pretending like you're not just totally in bed with completely the hand puppet of big business. The bigger the business, the more likely they're Democrat and woke and give to one party.
Got to pass the individual bills. What happened this week? So far, Republicans have tried to tee up two of those and then pulled them at the last minute. Two separate must-pass bills from the floor got pulled. Why? Because they don't have the votes. They don't have the Republican votes.
Yeah, that's right. We Republicans don't want you to pass them. Two of them pulled them back. The president of the chess club here thinks he got a sick bird. This is America. Part of America is divided. Where have you been?
If this all sounds a little familiar, it's because it is exactly what started us down the road to begin with. You might remember roughly 2 months ago when former Speaker Kevin McCarthy was trying to get funding bills passed before a looming shutdown deadline. Like his successor, McCarthy ran up against the basic problem at the heart of this narrow House Republican majority.
And whose fault was that? Matt Gaetz only had 8 Republicans, but he had 200 Democrats to take out McCarthy. So now Poindexter over here on MSNBC is saying the big problem is that we're divided enough to take out McCarthy. But McCarthy was taken out by 200 Democrats. So do you have anything to say to Democrats, or is this all still Mike Johnson's fault, who no one even knew who he was when they removed Kevin McCarthy? He's blaming Mike Johnson. Look, I think things are going pretty well. I'm fine with it. Remove McCarthy. Democrats, get in and help throw him out. And now we have Mike Johnson to make sure that no spending that gets done. And I'm kind of happy that we're still divided. I'm okay with it. I think it'll all shake itself out and work itself out. Eventually, the government shutdown will be passed, but we're not going to work with Schumer, which is coming right up here.
Meaning you cannot pass spending bills unilaterally on a party line vote with this Republican majority alone. Just doesn't work mathematically.
Well, you need some creativity. I know that you're a Democrat, so you don't have any, but let me open your mind up to the third way. They're always talking about the third way. This guy is not morally curious or intellectually curious. So of course he's not going to listen to this, but guess what? There are other ways to get things passed besides Republicans reaching across the aisle and stabbing their constituents in the back and working with Democrats. But to the non-creative, truly non-creative, meaning Democrats, here's Chuck Schumer, Count CHUCKula in the flesh, telling you a mistruth on strategy. None of this is true, by the way, but I just thought I'd tell you how the Democrats are talking.
Let me say it a third time. The only way we avoid a shutdown is with bipartisan cooperation, just as it was true in September and it will be true in the future. I implore Speaker Johnson and our House Republican colleagues to learn from the fiasco of a month ago.
If Mike Johnson works with Democrats on this, I hope they throw him out too. I want Matt Gaetz to kick this guy out, and I love me some Mike Johnson. So do not work the Democrats, not a single one. Hold firm. They'll cave eventually. And if you guys agree, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you disagree, should Mike Johnson work with the Democrats to pass a budget? Are you kidding me? But go ahead and tell me in the comments below what you think. I'm Doug in Exile.